Switch it up.
Yo, peace, love, and light, and healing energy to all who comes across this video. And you are now watching The Spill. And in this episode, man, I want to talk about the difference between the 3D and how things appear to be versus the 5, how things actually are. I did this video a couple days ago. I told myself I want to try to, not necessarily dumb everything down, but pinpoint the major points so that I can make these videos at least 20 minutes long instead of 30, 40 minutes. I don't like to bring up anybody from the past, so I'm going to try my best not to. But at the same time, guys, I've gone through a lot of shit. I'm still currently dealing with things. So it's like the best way for me to get the point across is to bring up my own situations. Even if that means throwing myself under the bus. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like the shift is here. The shift been here. A lot of you guys have noticed it. A lot of you guys haven't. You know what I mean? The ones who have absolutely felt it. These are the ones who recently became homeless, whether you built up enough money and resources to buy land and build your own compound and shit like that, and you're trying to help other people out. Like there's different levels to it. You got people who walked away from their homes, getting ready to lose their cars, shit like that. Because we're not really paying bills anymore. We're not working anymore. We're coming into this timeline where we know who we are. And we know we are not to be working for anybody beneath us. I mean, not to be, cocky or big-headed or nothing, but it is what it is. When you're technically an extraterrestrial and you're not a regular human being, there's a hierarchy system that needs to be at play. And us being at the bottom of the pole, being workers and shit like that, that's not nope. That's not how life is supposed to be for us. So you still have those who are working. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. We're not knocking nobody out here. And at the same time, we're not really in the energy of trying to save people and wake people up. Not anymore. So it's like, if you got the hint, if you was the one who woke up to the shift, if you felt it and you walked off the job, walked away from anything that doesn't serve your highest purpose, shit like that, then this matrix was meant for you. You know what I'm saying? If you're one of the ones who, did I say that right? Excuse me if I messed some shit up, man. My ass is fucking tired. I walked and got these new shoes, from Walmart. I seen them shits on TikTok. Somebody pointed them out. And I was like, yep, I gotta go get those joints. So I got me some new shoes, and I decided to test them out yesterday by doing this long ass walk, man. And my body hurts, my feet hurts, I'm beat, and it's cold as hell out here, man. Cold, so I'm double hoodied up. Anyway, if you're one of the ones who didn't transition into the 5D side of this shift, then it's not too late. The shift is still happening. It's not too late. However, a lot of you guys were created for this matrix. You were created during this matrix. Therefore, all you know is work. That's your programming. To work your ass off, be a slave. That's your programming, bro. But for everybody else, if you go to work knowing deep down in the back of your head, this isn't for me. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be doing this. Why the fuck do we have to pay bills? If you know in the back of your head that you're out here working 40 plus hours a week and still struggling just to survive, you know what I mean? I know I said we ain't really in the season of waking people up, but there's still time, and it's time for your ass to wake the fuck up. Period. It's time for you to wake the fuck up, man. Like, America, this matrix entitles this entire planet, not just America. There's a lot of countries all over the world that are currently going toe to toe with their government because of what's going on now. People are standing up for themselves, finally. America just happens to have a whole bunch of stupid fucks. So it's like, even though we're stepping up and doing what needs to be done, none of us are actually trying to go toe to toe with the government. I don't know, maybe you guys are scared. I don't know what it is. But you're never gonna see your justice like you're supposed to until you stand up and fight for what's right, until you stand up and fight for yourself and for your neighbor. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much, that's what that. So what I really wanted to talk about was certain situations that you may go through. Like in my particular situation, I got this divorce, and it's like right after, my bad, I'm fucking with shit. It's like right after I got this divorce, my ex-wife then moved on to somebody else with the quickness and shit, right? And it's like I'm not bringing this up to talk about it because I'm done with it, bro. Like I'm tired of bringing her up, but it's like, fuck, it's hard to do that shit because 13-year marriage, she was I didn't bring anybody else into this relationship, so if any situation that I dealt with, it was with her. But so from her standpoint, she is Caucasian. She's white, right? So yeah, and I discovered this shit during our marriage that she possibly was an NPC, an agent, or a clone. I discovered that she was made for this matrix, which is why, even though our relationship was so different, our connection was so different, it was able to last as long as it did, how it did. Because I was supposed to be, like, this relationship was supposed to take me out. It was supposed to take me out. And instead, it put me in direct alignment of my spiritual awakening. It woke me the fuck up. And I even told her, because at one point we had this forever, me and you forever type bullshit, right? But I told her, like, once I started walking this path, it's like, we can sit up here and continue this, this lifestyle, this falsified lifestyle, for as long as it can hold up. But eventually, we are going to split ways. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on a spiritual journey, and I know where I'm going. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't see you there because you choose not to walk a spiritual journey. I mean, it's like it's my fault for trying to push her on to a spiritual journey, but yeah, it wasn't her. It wasn't in her programming to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I noticed that the more spiritual I became, the more healed I became, the more less controlling I became, the more hateful she became. I didn't, whatever, that's a little side note. But what I was trying to say was right after this divorce, she started talking to someone new, and she started talking to this white guy, which is odd because during our entire marriage, I used to joke on her about that, but she used to be serious. Like, I would never date a white man. I would never. And then here we are, she's dating one, and it's like I'm not talking shit about a guy or whatever, just bringing up a point that somewhere along the line she's realized that she is not meant to be with a person of color, and that's not to disrespect interracial relationships. Is this by her being who she is? It's not for her. It's not for her. Not only that, but she didn't really. She took me for granted. Let's put it like that. The knowledge that I gave her, the healing that I gave her, the energy that I gave her, the love that I gave her, she took it all for granted. She was low key jealous, I guess you could say, of my creativity, the fact that I can create, the fact that I didn't depend on anybody or anything. Even though she helped me out from time to time, it was I try to get her, like, I'm not stupid. I knew she was using my energy to manifest her world. So it's like, if we're gonna be together and you're gonna use my energy, at least create your own fucking job. At least be a boss. I'm meant to be a boss. So if you're gonna do this, at least be a fucking boss. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. I don't like to make excuses. I'm just going through this whole challenge, through these whole lessons. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing so that I can reach my ultimate fulfillment. Right? So she's a workaholic. Her is, born on the 13th of October, so her karmic debt is stability, working. She has major issues that she tries to mask and hide, and a lot of those issues show up in codependency, right? So it's like, from the outside world looking in, a lot of people wouldn't really understand what's going on. Like, she had moved back into the old apartment that I had just got kicked out of with her new dude. So it's like she'd already tried to humiliate me using him, in front of everybody there. And then, once again, by moving him in there while I'm not there and shit like that, trying to do more humiliation. But it's not helping, bro. It's like everything you do is not taking me off because I know too much. I'm in the position of the 5D. I'm in the alignment with the 5D, not with the 3D. And her, every move that she's making right now is 3D. Her being codependent right out of her marriage. You got this dude. It only makes sense for you to be moving in with this motherfucker if you guys have been talking for a long time. But she probably has. Like, she's the type of person who's sneaky, won't like to show you her phone. I done call her a couple times, but I ain't say nothing. On top of that, a psychic, so I be getting dreams, be getting downloads in the dream state about her. She thinks I'm joking about that too. But she's codependent as hell, man. She's a narcissist, workaholic, so she won't stop working. You know, I try to get her to, but her trying to live my type of lifestyle, it's not in her programming. It just won't fit. Get away from me, B. It just won't fit with her. Um, so yeah, it didn't work with us because I was trying to do my own thing, clothing brand, content creation, you know, not really getting any buzz, not really making any money from it. It is what it is. I didn't care. I'm still holding it down and still doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? But for her, she needs instant results. Instant results. So it's like she tried to hold on for as long as she could, but because nothing was coming in, you know, we had to separate. But at the same time, you know, I tried to get that divorce a long time ago, especially after finding out who she was. I wanted that divorce a long time ago. Um, but yeah, like I said, man, she's codependent as hell, bro. Codependent as hell. Refuses to spend any time by herself. She won't. She don't like to be by herself, bro. And it's like here I am. If you really look at our situation, I've been the stay-at-home dad. I've been the one who didn't have any power like that. No money to my name, no savings, none of that. No car even. I didn't even have my own house, you know what I'm saying? And yet I'm the one asking for a divorce. And yet I'm the one out here being single, celibate, being in my own energy, not codependent. You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it's like I know for a fact she's been talking shit about me and this and that, trying to make it seem like I was mooching off of her and doing this and watching her pay all the bills and this and that, right? But yet I'm the one out here by myself. And I'm happy too. Like I'm happier now than I've ever been with her. So that's no motherfucking lie, bro. That's no motherfucking lie. It's just like I look at the positive of everything. 1717, right? As I said that, I look at the positive of everything. So me being out here is helping me lose weight. Something I could never do with her in my presence. Never, bro. Um, Introspection is helping me see myself, helping me see my faults, see where I went wrong at, where I didn't go wrong at, and it's helping me to accept everything. It's also helping me see her situation from a different view. You know what I mean? Like, and this is where the 3D versus the 5D comes into play. Those who are going through the same situation as me, you know, it may appear like if you're the one homeless and shit, but yet your person got the job, got a new job or whatever, got a new place, got a new person, you know what I mean? It may appear like you got the short end of the stick, right? When in all actuality, you was granted your freedom during a time where America is about to receive their karma in ways that these guys are not prepared for. So while everybody else is still tied down to their false comforts, refusing to make a move, refusing to go anywhere, refusing to save themselves because they don't want to leave their assets. They don't want to leave the things that they have accumulated. And your place of residence would be that main thing. For a lot of people, it will be their job. You got a lot of people who actually work at a place that they really fuck with, and it's like they don't want to leave their job. You got a lot of people who are just scared. You got a lot of people who are scared. They don't want to know. They don't want to deal with. Well, even though I'm struggling, I don't want to put faith into God, or I don't want to put faith in the universe and just quit and not have to, not have to worry about no bills and nothing like that, not knowing what's gonna happen. Like I said, for everyone else who is homeless and shit, we're Gucci. We've been granted our freedom. So when it's time to when it's time to skedaddle, we don't have nothing holding us back. We can just pick up and go. Versus you guys, you can't do that because you refuse to leave your false comforts, which means you are literally sitting ducks. This world is not just going to get hit with spiritual catastrophic events, but your own governments are going to play a major role at this as well. Before a new matrix is created, the old one must get destroyed, which that's currently happening now. And it's going to take a lot of chaos for that to happen. So it might hurt to see your person get all the things that you feel like you deserve. But because you've held your patience, because you walked through the lowest of lows and came out the other end stronger, what's waiting for you on the other end is greater than anything you may have lost, greater than anything you've been forced to walk away from. All right? You just have to have faith. You got to have faith in yourself, and you definitely got to have faith in the universe. You got to trust the process. Like I say, a lot of people don't take that into consideration, especially those, who are going through my situation. 9 times out of 10, if you're going through my situation, it doesn't matter how woke you are chosen. Because, like I said, you've been granted your freedom, while the rest of the world is about to endure major chaos. So yeah, don't let that shit fool you, bro. Don't let it fool you. That's also, especially if your person was an agent or an NPC, that's one of their attempts to get you off of your pivot. Because, in the 5D, you need to maintain a certain frequency, a high vibrational frequency. You know what I mean? And jealousy and anger, bitterness is not that frequency that you need to be operating in. So yeah, things are going to happen that's going to look like that. That's going to look like they're attacking you. They're going to look, it's going to look like they're trying to make you come out of character. Don't fall for it. Don't eat the bait. All right? Do not eat the bait. Remain high vibrational at all times. At all times, remain high vibrational. If you are feeling some type of way about some shit and you need to cry it out. And don't harness those emotions. Don't hold those emotions. Alchemize that shit. Cry it out or create something beautiful. Look, confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. But get your ass back in high gear. And during these times, if you are homeless, you can work on stuff. Yeah. You don't have to just sit there and just, chill and not do shit. But at the same time, be smart enough to know what's going on right now. You know what I mean? This matrix is about to go up in smoke and everything in it. So it really would not be wise for you to try to start businesses and shit right now. What your main focus needs to be is chilling the fuck out, relaxing, grounding, fasting, getting more connected with source and more connected with your higher self. Why? Because a lot of you guys are psychics, healers, and all types of shit, man. And in order for you to strengthen your ability, you have to recharge your energy. All right. So that's a lot of resting that needs to happen, man. And you can't rest when you're out and about, walking around everywhere. You can't rest when you're constantly in creation mode because you're trying to get out of being homeless. You work for source. All you got to do is change your thought process. This lack mindset, because a lot of us are in that. A lot of us, we're still in that lack mentality. Oh, woe is me. Well, I don't have this. I can't do that. Oh, whoa. Why am I homeless in this? No, you got to learn. You're in that position because you need to learn how to see things from a higher perspective, from a positive perspective. And you need to start speaking life upon yourself. All right. This is your, how can I put this? This is training for the master manifestors and the master builders. All right. Which is odd because it's going to take a lot of rest and a lot of meditation. So yeah, man, that's my little opinion on, the 3D from the 5D, what things may appear to be versus how they actually are. Everybody's experience differs and it's different. So don't be afraid to comment, man. Don't be afraid to comment what you've been going through, what you've noticed, what you've seen. Don't be afraid to comment and ask me questions. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to like, subscribe, and share. All right. Ashe. Switch it.